Connected. Okay, I see that we are connected over here. I'm also going to check our. Yes, perfect. So we are officially on our Binance Live, and I'm going to play our countdown video. So our audience know that we are going to start, and thank you everyone for waiting. This is going to be a very exciting AMA. We're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, can't wait.
GM, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our live show across different social media platforms. This is Moonlight, your host, and also Ultiverse head of comedy and BD over here. At the beginning of today's session, I'm going to start to drop our crypto box to our audience who have been waiting for us. Thank you so much for spending time joining us. And today we have Daniel from Dmail, who's the CEO at Dmail. We're very honored to have him. I know it's quite late over there, and yeah, UK, right? Thank you, Daniel. Would you like to introduce yourself and your project email to our audience? Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. So actually, I'm based in South Korea. I'm from the UK, but I'm living in the beautiful city of Busan, which is on the southern coast of South Korea. Lovely beaches and sandy beaches nearby. So yeah, so it is late here. It's not too late, 9 p.m. But happy to be here. And of course, we've been celebrating Lunar New Year here in South Korea, as I'm sure that many parts of Asia, like China, have been as well. So yeah, a little bit about me. I'm Daniel from Dmail, and I'm the COO. And I'm really happy to be here today with Ultiverse and Moonlight. Thank you ever so much for having me. So my story is about how I got into crypto is quite interesting. So I'll just give a little bit of a background. I was originally involved in academia, and I was teaching as an assistant professor in my previous role at a university. But blockchain kind of found me, and I got involved in blockchain. I was originally an angel investor in Dmail back in 2021. I saw the potential of encrypted email. I remember reading a report which said that by 2028, the encrypted email market would reach $19 billion, and it's grown at a CAGR, compound annual growth rate, of more than 24%. So yeah, that was certainly something that piqued my interest. Also, the fact that Dmail won the Wanjiang hackathon, that certainly put Dmail on my radar. And I invested, and I originally got on board in an advisory capacity. And, more recently, I transitioned into the role of COO. A lot of transferable skill sets from Web 2 into previous roles I had in Web 3. I was the CMO for Bitfinity Network, which is a really up and coming project that will be listed probably by the end of this quarter. And yeah, I had a great relationship with and still do have a great relationship with the team at Dmail, and essentially was offered the role of COO, and here I am today. So yeah, very enjoyable. And a little bit about Dmail. So Dmail is essentially solving pain points in the Web3 industry. We understood that not only encrypted email, but we would want to solve the fact that there's fragmented messaging across chains in Web3. So I think we've done that very well. We built something called a subscription hub in the last quarter of last year. And, our hard work is really paying off. We've grown to more than 7.6 million users who've sent a combined total of over 125 million messages through Dmail. And the subscription hub I just mentioned already has more than 230 projects who are directly connecting to their subscribers' wallets. And we've seen millions of subscriptions already from that. So, yeah, we recently completed our TGE and round one of our airdrop. Season 2 is starting. And yeah, we are very excited about focusing now on building out our roadmap over the next 18 months.
That is just amazing. Thank you so much, Daniel, for the intro from a professor and then to investor and then involved into the project deeply and became the CEO of Dmail. That is just wow, marvelous. And certainly, yeah, I'm so curious about well, social, right? Social in Web, especially sending emails back and forth, actually something that we have been doing, right? As our everyday life, yeah, in Web2. So definitely would like to learn more about how Dmail's project would work. And before that, I'm going to share my screen because I'm very glad to see that our AMA session has been featured on the front page of Binance over here. Yes, today we are going to learn a lot from Daniel, the Dmail Network COO, and we're going to learn about decentralized way to connect with each other, right, through mails. And also we're going to later cover some topics regarding AI, right? Because yeah, this year Ultiverse also wanted to push out more AI integrated products. So I believe that we have a lot in common and we could collab more. Yeah, not just in this AMA, but we could do a lot more collaborations. Also, friends, don't forget that today we are going to give away prizes. We already dropped our crypto boxes over here in our live streaming session, right? So if you see a gift box popping in front of you, just click and claim. In addition, we really, really appreciate like Dmail also prepare their prizes to our audience. Daniel, would you like to let us know a little bit about the reward that Dmail is preparing for our audience over here on Binance Live? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Email, we have domains that you bind to NFTs, and these act as your personalized accounts. And for different domains, there are different privileges and different levels. So we have default domains, which are your standard OX wallet addresses. And you know those are free, so anybody can use Dmail for free. However, we charge $5.49 for 8 to 11 digit domains, which are personalized. So we will be waiving that fee for 20 of the audience members today. We could make it a little more, depending on the size of the audience. I'm not really sure how large it is at the moment, but I'm sure that Moonlight will let me know. And the other thing is that the domains will also have 100 points attached to them. So when you get your domain, you can create your email address of your choice, and also you'll get those 100 points attached. And the points will be important for the next round of the airdrop, which is the season 2, which has already started. So collect those points, and you in the Dmail app itself, you'll be able to see a list of things. Maybe I can quickly share my screen and just show some things in the Dmail app. But you can essentially, I'm just going to share my screen now. You can,
yes.
Yeah, you can. Sorry, guys, let me, I'm not a multitasker, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, but yeah, you can essentially pick up points for completing different tasks. So can you see my screen now? Can you see
Yes.
the Dmail.ai page? So this is the front page of Dmail.ai. You can see the airdrop. The season 1 is well underway, and you can. What I think is pretty cool about this front page is that you can see that we have 2 major products and services right now. Dmail is the user end, and the subscription hub is for the business end to connect to users. And what I like about the design of this is we can see some very impressive statistics, the amount of registered users, the amount of messages interacted, on-chain transactions, and NFT domains minted. And more than 20 of you today are going to get your NFT domains minted, and I'll actually show you how to do that. So let's launch Dmail.
That is just awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the information regarding the reward. And I would like to say that because our event was featured on the front page of Binance Live, so far we have over 943 live views over here. Thank you so much, everyone. And friends, be sure to help us to share our AMA link. The more, the merrier. The more audience, maybe we could get more rewards from email. And friends also.
Let's do it. Let's double it. Let's give 40.
Wow.
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You are the best, Daniel. Thank you.
Okay, so can you see the screen now? I've logged into my Dmail account. You can see that this is my wallet address here. And we can see that my NFT domain is daniel@dmail.ai. Can you see?
We cannot see that.
Maybe I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, so let me
you could
stop sharing. I have actually signed in. I think it's because I'm sharing tabs. So just give me a moment.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
And friends, once again, we're very happy to have Daniel C of Dmail joining us at today's AMA session. And thank you. If you could help us to share this AMA link so more people could join, and then we're going to providing more rewards. Oh yes, now we could see it. Perfect.
Okay, so so this is the this is how the inbox looks. I think it's very intuitive. In the sense that it's just like your kind of Web 2 setup, and we understand that Web 2, what Web 2 has really got right is the UI and the UX. Nobody complains about that, and so what we're looking to do is essentially mimic the ease of navigating Web 2. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. But of course, we'll be adding a Web 3 layer on top. And the first thing you can see is that this is the subscription folder, and this is connected to the subscription hub. So we've got, Uniland Finance have sent a couple, and we've got some others. We've got some really good projects on here that are sending out messages quite frequently. And so, yeah. I'll just show you some of these. So yeah, you can see that there's all sorts of different mails that I get through here. So Dmail sends out. Dmail has more than 2.5 million subscribers, and that's just since October 25th. So we'll just go through a couple more.
Wow.
And yeah, we got things like Clicks Chain, and so I'll show you some of so this is the subscription center. You can see the different projects that I've signed up. So we've got some pretty big ones here, of course, like Zeta Chain, Linear, Internet Computer, IATX. So just scroll down. You can see more than 230 projects have onboarded, and they have to complete a sign-up process for this. So I think I've so something's happened there. I don't know exactly what the issue is, but and there's all different segments, so you can find them more easily. You can search for the DApp. So there's all sorts of different stuff on there, and I've subscribed to all of them. I want to get all of the mail. We're going to be getting a NFT market that is set up for Q3, so that's coming soon. And here's the domain accounts that I was talking about. So mine is daniel@dmail.ai, and that is in use, and it's bound to the account. So it's a 6-digit account, and it has points value, here's the actual points thing that I was talking about. So I have 2,014 points on this, and I can complete these different tasks, invite friends to use Dmail. So you can see that this is almost like campaign based, and you can do all of these different things in order to get the extra points. Send an email. So this will help for the season 2 of the airdrop, but also points will be relevant to upgrading the account to a more premium features in the near future as well. So I'll be happy to talk about the roadmap that we have and how all of this is going to tie together. And we also have a notify. So I have a Telegram notifications. I've switched this on. This goes directly to my Telegram. And what happens is it auto forwards messages to my Telegram. So I have it on my Telegram feed, messages from both the subscription hub and the mailbox come forward to that. Now here's the pre-sale. So check for 4 to 11 digits NFT domain availability. So I mentioned that the winners today are going to get 8 to 11 digits. So let's see. Moonlight is. Let's see if that's available. I'm guessing that something like this would be taken because it's. So a lot of these NFT domain accounts are occupied. So you have to get in fast. And also, as I said, the NFT market, you'll be able to trade these in the future. I mentioned earlier, 8 to 11 digits are usually $5.49. That's waived, and you'll get. So you can just find Moonlight's. So how many is that? That's 9. Moonlight. I don't know if you can do this. Yeah, so you can. So Moonlight 20 at Dmail.ai is completely random. You lock and buy it, but obviously we will give you the options to the fee will be waived, so we'll be able to do that when you do it. So and and what happens then is it gives you a step-by-step guide about how to bind it to your account. And that's easy enough. So so it's kind of like a regular inbox feature, but this is the subscription hub from the user end, and you can subscribe to all of these different projects, and I think it's quite of course these projects can then send you mail. I think it's going to get increasingly interesting because there's going to be automation, so these projects will be able to. They'll have an RSS feed where they can tie their X account to it. They'll be able to send out their messages from their blog and so on and so forth. And you can see all of these great. Oh, there we go. I've got a couple more I've got to subscribe to.
Right.
So we're adding more every day, and what I think is really exciting about this is that in the future. There's going to be tokenized rewards. So you can be a user on the platform. You can interact with the messages in the subscription folder, and you might be able to get tokenized rewards for opening the mailbox, or you can get tokenized rewards for maybe carrying out call to actions and campaigns and so on. So there's a lot of different features here, and it's only going to get increasingly better and so on. Assets will be coming later as well. NFT market. So there's a lot coming, and it's very very exciting.
That is very interesting. And is there any way that we could integrate our regular email with Dmail together? Like maybe adding Dmail to Gmail or Gmail to email back and forth.
Yeah, you can actually. So let me just share again. So I'll just share again quickly. I'll sign out on my wallet to show you as well something. So, just a second. Oh, sorry, that's the blog. It's probably just easier I share my screen. Just a second. Rather than the tab, I'll just share the entire screen. There we go. So yeah, maybe you can see the login page.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see here, we do actually have Web 2 login, which is powered by Particle Network. So we understand that a lot of users are going to be coming from Web 2 in the future, so you can actually log in directly through Web 2. But yeah, if I log back in through this, it's my first ever wallet on the inside computer, so I still tend to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on MetaMask and Bitfinity, and but yeah. So Web 2. So yeah, actually notice how this here email notifications auto forward to your preferred email.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just got my Dmail account here, but I can easily write a Gmail. I can change this to Gmail. I can take this out and auto forward, and then I will get all of my Dmail messages in Gmail as well if I want to, and also I can switch on the browser notification as well if I want. For me, my preferred auto forwarding is Telegram, so I don't really worry about this. But yeah, we do have that connectivity with Gmail. I think that for me, I still use Gmail. Even to this day. And the fact is that Gmail has the calendar and the drive and so on, and we'll be building those out next quarter for Dmail. So the functionality will resemble increasingly your Web 2 product suite,
right?
But also you'll have the assets, and you'll have the NFT market, and you have the mail to earn on top as well. So you'll have that Web 3 layer too.
That is very interesting. Yeah, so it's kind of like combining Web3 technology, yeah, with Web2. That is awesome. And well, we would like to also talk about our second topic, because today we prepared separate, right? And our second topic was like, since we just entered 2024, do you think, yeah, any market trends like you are currently focused about, and how about how Dmail is like standing in your standing point in this year? Like anything new like you would like to push out to the market, and also to let our audience know about? So far, we have close to 2,000 live views.
Yeah, sure. So 2024, I think, is going to be very interesting. We've seen trends like account abstraction. I showed you the login through Web 2, and I think there was a real drive towards the end of 2023, especially to make the user experience and UI just simpler. And there's a recognition that things need to be more accessible, I think, and I think that trend will continue. The simplification of onboarding of non-crypto natives. I also think that we're going to see, already we're seeing a massive surge of the DPIN and DSOC narrative. So, DPIN is decentralized physical network infrastructure. DSOC is decentralized social media, and of course, Dmail is obviously a pioneer in both fields. We have for DPIN, we're actually having a token use case, which will be a DPIN node program. We'll be publishing an article about that pretty soon, but it's one of several use cases for our token. So obviously we've The Dmail token has just gone live, and already, I'm proud to say that the domains that you saw earlier, they all already support the use of Dmail for purchasing those NFT accounts. But in the future, we're going to have DAO governance. We'll have a stake and rewards program, which is really coming very, very soon. Of course, the Deepin Node program, which connects with what I'm talking about. And yeah, I think that those will be huge narratives moving forward. Now, Moonlight, you mentioned at the start of this today about AI.
Right.
And, I think, AI is something, of course, that's only going to get stronger and stronger as time goes by. And, we saw with the emergence of ChatGPT and GPT-4 last year that, this AI narrative is really going to start to pick up. And, we've seen the emergence of projects that have been out for a while, like Singularity Net. I think what they're doing is very interesting. I think that Dfinity are making a lot of sort of progress. They made a partnership with Singularity Net, and I think that it's interesting. We one of our good partners, ChainGPT. I think that what they're doing is also really interesting, and you have Fetch AI, a very strong team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think AI is only going to get more and more pronounced in blockchain, and it'll be interesting to see the synergies. And I think that some of the synergies for AI could be trade automation, predictive analytics, data management, decentralized AI marketplaces, and so on and so forth. So I think there's certainly a lot of use cases, and it's going to be interesting to see. Now, another area is RWAs, so the tokenization of RWAs, real world assets. And, we can see that this is certainly something that's gaining a lot of traction as well. And I think that we'll see, I think that GameFi has not really sort of developed into its full promise yet, and I think that will emerge more to the fore in 2024. And I think that NFTs will make a comeback, but I think there's always an iteration. Through the bear market, there's a lot of building that goes on, and I think that NFTs will not really an expert on NFTs at all, but I'm pretty sure that there will be increased functionality for NFTs, and rather than just your sort of JPEGs, there's going to be greater use cases built out and more value. And I think that the only reason it really sort of went away is because the macroeconomic environment, when there's inflation and when there's a bear market, you don't really have that liquidity for speculative assets like that. But I think that when we have, I read somewhere recently that 2024 is going to be the largest election year so far of the 21st century, and so I think that there's going to be a lot of liquidity injected, ready for the November election in the US, and and I can certainly see that happening. Certainly a few months in advance at the latest, and of course that's going to change the full dynamics of the market, and I would expect there to be a bit of a improvement, shall we say, in the conditions. And I think there's two things really that power bull runs, and that's user onboarding, which I think has happened in droves since the last bull run, and also liquidity cycles, and I think we're about to enter into one, maybe just a few more months. Usually sort of coincide with the halving. So yeah, optimistic about that. And one thing I think as well, last thing I'll mention is meme coins. I don't think they're going away anytime soon, and I think that the meme coins will just continue to be to have traction like they've had in the past. They've been an ongoing feature, and I don't see them going away anytime soon.
That is perfect. Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing all the details with us. And certainly, 2020 for this series, a very promising year. And we also see that last year, even though it was still in the bear market, right? Dmail was able to attract a lot of users and very amazing UAW, right? How did you do that? And how did your project build such an influence? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It's a good question. If you go to DAppRadar, you can see that Dmail, is a top social project in terms of UAW, as you mentioned, and transaction volume. And yeah, we've built a lot of influence, I think, through. I think it's been multifaceted. So as I mentioned, we have more than 7.7 million users now. And I think it's really a testament to the team's commitment and strategic execution. So, first of all, what I'd mention is that I think that Dmail is solving a lot of pain points. We have innovative features. I showed you earlier the subscription hub, and the subscription hub is only 3 months old. Since October 25th, we've already got 230 projects. 230 plus projects on board, as you saw when I shared the screen. Some of these projects are huge projects, and I think that it's in its first iteration, and so it's been an onboarding process. We've already had millions of subscriptions. Dmail alone has 2.5 million subscribers on the Subhub. We have 30 plus projects which have 100,000 plus subscribers. So it's proving popular. And I think that it's popular because BN, the BN projects can essentially push out messages, which is true Web3 messaging, direct to the wallet. And I think this is innovative, and I think it's just the start. I think what's really going to power this moving forward is the mail turn, which we'll have up and running by Q4 of this year. And so still a while to go, but this is going to be extremely transformative because it's going to give tokenized rewards for user participation in the platform. And like I say, that can be minimal rewards for opening messages or mail from projects, but it can be quite large rewards, like almost like a campaign, like you might have on Galaxy or something like that. So there's many ways in which this can incentivize, and of course, Dmail has put aside 38% of token supply for community rewards and incentivization. So that's obviously going to power mail to earn as well. But you're going to have, of course, 230 plus projects. By the end of the year, probably more than 500 projects. I would easily imagine that then have the potential to reward their community. And I think there's many reasons why they would do that. Because it's targeted marketing. It's where they can essentially send their messages out to subscribers, people that are interested in what they have to say, of course, because they're subscribing. It's very easy and quick to build out a massive subscriber base. Like I mentioned, in just over 3 months, more than 30 projects have 100,000 plus. That's honestly impossible in Web2 for getting those kind of numbers for a newsletter. I know this because I've been an editor-in-chief, and to get more than 10,000 subscribers takes quite some time, even if it's a big project, right? So, and it's expensive in Web2. It's prohibitively expensive. If you have more than 10,000 subscribers, you have to go on a special plan. You have to call them up and and negotiate a certain price. Imagine having 2.5 million subscribers like Dmail has. It would be impossible to find some kind of plan that's affordable. So I think that it's going to be more affordable, more targeted, and so getting to the point. I've talked a lot about the SubHub, but there's a reason, and I think that I don't see any other project out there in Web3 that that has these kind of innovative features in terms of Web3 comms. Everybody's relying on X and Discord and so on. And I've made it clear I have no problem with Web2, and we're looking for synergies. But in Web3, there are advantages to connecting directly with users through their wallets, through a messaging platform. And I think that Dmail has positioned itself as the de facto Web3 communications hub. If you look at the amount of users that we have, the amount of transaction volume, so the users are busy, and you look at how interconnected we are as well. That's very important. We're already integrated with 19 chains. Zeta chain is the latest, and we got another one that we'll be announcing very soon. That has given us a very generous grant, so that will be the 5th chain that has given us a grant. Great endorsements previously from BNB Chain, Polygon, Manta, Definity, Space ID, and I think there's one other. It escapes me right now, but yeah. So I think that we're solving pain points. We have very innovative features, and we are, if you believe in Web3 and you believe that communications is important in the future of Web3, then I don't believe that there's any other project that's positioned quite like Dmail. Of course, there are other great projects that are dealing with communications, but I don't think that they have the functionality that Dmail has, and that we are going to be building out over the next 18 months. I think we're a very unique project in what we're offering, and we have. I mentioned we're very well interconnected, and I think that sets us apart as well. I showed that we have Web2 login, we have World ID login from WorldCoins. There's millions of users on there, and we have those 19 chains that I mentioned, soon to be 20, with a few more in the pipeline. So exceptionally well interconnected, whether it's on Web2 or Web3. There's funnels for users to come in, and across those different chains, we have more than 300 partnerships with great projects like Ultiverse, and we're proud of those partnerships that we've cultivated. A partnership for us has to have tangibles. It can't just be let's just create a partnership for optics. We get offers like that all the time. We refuse unless there's tangibles there. And so that could be at the very minimal projects utilizing our SubHub, or integrations, or so just any kind of general progress that's made between the two projects. And yeah, I think we've done very well from that, and we're ready to leverage these end partnerships. I told you we've got a massive user base, so it's about connecting users with those projects as well in the future. So everything is coming together as planned, and yeah, I think that just really a combination of these factors has really kind of seen to our success. 7.5 million users, 7.7 million users. I think that's really a great start. But I look at where we are at now, and I think 18 months in the future, you'll see really what the whole vision of Dmail has always been about, and you'll see the whole platform built out. You'll have the Web2 functionality, but you'll also have the Web3 layer on top. It will all work seamlessly, and I think that, as I say, within 18 months, those 7.5 million users can go to more than 100 million, no problem at all, because the value proposition will be there.
Wow, this is really interesting. Yeah, especially using emails, right? This is a I would say a great way for people to really wanted to be able to use it, right? Use this product, and also this is something that we're familiar with, and also might have more opportunity to encourage people who are in the traditional, I should say, or in Web 2, right? That would want to learn about Web 3. So we know that Gmail already TGE, right? What's your plan for the new year, and also any incentives for your users who have been ongoing to use Dmail as part of their everyday life? Thank you.
Yeah, and we do support Web 2 emails, but we also support Web 3 emails, so you can message wallets and DIDs. So I think that's very important. In terms of user benefits, Dmail is really offering a lot. So we already had the season 1 airdrop, and that was 3.25% of token supply, and rewards are still being claimed. I think that the vast majority have been claimed by this point. Any that aren't will be moved over to season 2, which is 2.25% of the supply. So those are early initial boosts that bring on board supporters. We already have a lot of supporters, so to be honest with you, the main incentive there was really that we just wanted to give something back to those early supporters who've been with us, since even as far back as 2021. So yeah, that was those. I guess the airdrops are initial ways that we've given back to the community, but we've had this point system in place for some time, and this point system is really a precursor to mail to earn, which is what I mentioned to you earlier on. A mail to earn is going to be tokenized reward system, and I really think that that's something which holds the most promise in Web3. You can talk about the privacy and security benefits, and the fact that in Web3, you're not the product, your data's not being harvested, and so on. But for me, it's the tokenized rewards which really are going to bring on those tens of million users that I mentioned. And I think, if you look at Gmail, as much as I quite like Gmail in terms of, it's a good product and so on, Gmail's profits don't trickle down to the users. And, Gmail obviously takes a different approach. 38% of token supply, like I said, is set aside for users. That's separate from the initial airdrop. So the vast majority of our token supply is for community. And, I think that users really have a win-win scenario where they have privacy and control. They control their own data. They have full data sovereignty. They have encrypted emails, so it's very secure. They're not bombarded with unsolicited adverts because of the data harvesting, and they're able to get those tokenized rewards. So as well as all of the blockchain benefits, where of course they can receive assets and there'll be asset transfers enabled by Q4. So you've got this. Imagine that you have the full Web2 functionality, but with all of those advantages, with the blockchain layer on top, where you can essentially control assets. You can receive assets for your time on the platform. So it's really a much more user-centric approach, something that's so much as I say, so much more empowering for the user, because they're not being their data is not being harvested. They're in full control of what they interact with. As I mentioned, even the subscription hub, if they don't want to subscribe to a project, then they won't receive any mail or messages or marketing. So they have to decide to subscribe, and even then, of course, they don't have to interact with it. But if they do, then they're essentially going to be paid to stay informed and connected. And I really think that value proposition, once you have the core functionality the Web 2 does, but you also have the added benefits which I've mentioned, the security, privacy, and so on and so forth. Plus, you have that tokenization aspect. I think you're going to see, like I say, millions, droves of people being onboarded to Dmail, and we understand that there's a long way to go. For me, you're going to see the vast majority of this built out within 12 months. And I think that within 18 months, you're going to have a very refined product. And, we are looking to that sort of timeline. It's amazing how far we've come since 2021. We've built the fundamentals. We've built the core functionality of the platform. And now it's about adding the bells and whistles, so to speak. And it's going to be very exciting, because it's those added extras and the refinement of the product overall, which is really going to bring in, as I say, those millions of users. So yeah, it's exciting.
Wow, yeah, certainly. We are certainly really exciting to learn more about like Gmail is continually providing incentives for the users, and also going to keep attracting more users, right, to the space. And how about do you mind to tell us a bit more about the Dmail AI assistant? We have covered a bit about it earlier, right? And we still have a few minutes left at the end. I definitely would like to cover this part, because just like you mentioned, right, AI has been and will still be a very important part of our everyday life. Some people might not realize that. However, yeah, it definitely does. So I'm very curious about the Dmail AI assistant. Thank you.
Yeah. So already we have the GPT-4 plugin. So you're actually able to utilize that when you're crafting your emails. You can write a prompt, and so if you're lazy, like maybe I might be on a certain day, I might want it to craft an email for me based on a prompt, or I might want it to translate some language into another language, so that I can send that. I'm living in South Korea, so that could be helpful. And so we've got that, but that's really just the start, and that kind of functionality is useful. But what we're going to be building out for the user is an AI assistant, which essentially acts as a kind of secretary, a personal secretary. So, will intelligently, kind of view your activity, in the sense that it'll remind you of meetings that are coming up, and will sort of point you in the right direction, and really optimize your workflow. And I think that's going to be quite good. And the other thing that the AI assistant will do is it will make like recommendations for subscriptions, for example, to based on your activity, previous activity. You'll recommend for you to subscribe to different projects, and it can notify you of incoming airdrops, because the platform will support airdrops from other projects in the future, or it can let you know about essentially like whatever you need. You'll be able to sort of ask it, just like you asked ChatGPT-4, but it will be able to assist you with your productivity. And so I think that will be quite a good aspect for users. But I really think that the AI assistant is going to be excellent for the end for projects, because it's going to assist with segmentation and user profiling in the marketing hub. And it will really assist with the whole marketing process. So yeah, I think that's really where we're going with this. And we'll be building the AI assistant over each quarter. So in our roadmap, it's not sort of we haven't sort of added it into any given quarter like we have with other aspects. This is something which is going to be built out increasingly over time.
That is just awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all the detail with us. And certainly we are looking forward to these, a lot of updates. And is the Dmail AI assistant already available for us to start to use, that we could, just like you say, right? When I'm lazy, right? When I wanted to make it faster to craft an email, can I just use it right now?
Yeah. That's already integrated. The GPT-4. So yeah, when you're sending an email, that's already active. So yeah, that's something that I've used once or twice already. So usually for language translation for me, to be honest.
Right. Language translation is definitely a very, very important part. And because Daniel, that you live in South Korea, right? The language there is definitely, for me, it's very difficult to learn. I actually took Korean 101 when I was a freshman in college.
안녕하세요.
Yes, 안녕하세요. 어떻게 지내세요? That's part of the only thing I remember right now.
잘하시네요.
That's really So certainly, language barrier is one thing, right? So if Dmail could, the AI assistant could solve this problem, that would be just awesome. And once again, really appreciate Daniel for spending time with us. I'm going to check that currently our live view on Binance side. We have so many interests over here, and friends I also already screenshot our active participants.
Wow. How many?
Okay, so far we got 4.6 thousand live views right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for spending time with us. I'm going to share our participant data result after I would say tomorrow, right? Because today over there it's already quite late, and I will also share our front page screenshots, group chat. Thank you so much, Daniel, for your time.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, it's a very special event today. We've been featured on the front page of Binance Live, so we'll double the points and NFT domain rewards from 20 to 40. I think we can do that, no problem at all.
That is just very, very grateful for our Dmail team. Thank you, Daniel, and feel free to click on our leave the meeting button to take a break, because this is definitely much needed. And once again, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you ever so much. I've had a great time. Thanks, Moonlight. Thanks, and also thank you to everybody for tuning in, and enjoy.
안녕히 계세요.
안녕히 계세요.
Bye. Thank you. Okie dokie, friends. We are back over here to our live session. Thank you so much all for joining us today to learn with Daniel, CEO of Dmail. We certainly would like to let everyone know about Web3 social. Could have a different way, right? And lots of great use cases in our everyday life. And I am going to start our replay for friends who missed our previous live sessions. Right? Feel free to join us and watch a replay. Thank you so much. And I need to play our ending video. Okie dokie, we are back here on our Binance Live, and the time is it's Monday. Wow. Monday morning at 8 a.m. over here. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do our replays over here. Say bye to friends who are watching us on our Twitter live and YouTube live and our Twitch live. Thank you all so much. Without your support, we cannot be us today. Going to do our replay.